officials from Orange County here. So now you see the problem. Now you see why this absurd project was built in the middle of a protected agricultural district, in the middle of a critical environmental area. This was all wetlands. This is a recharge area for our aquifer. All those chemicals are going to go right into our water filter, our entire regional water filter. This is sitting right on top of it. It's insane. Nothing about this makes any sense unless, and I'm borrowing from Maddie here, her favorite line, somebody was bribed or blackmailed. You know, it doesn't make any sense, but you know, it just shows, you know, what sense of entitlement these billion-dollar corporations have and how none of us matter. Our first responders in the town of Minisink, who sacrificed their lives for us every single day, who serve New York City every single day. This is being built in their backyard.
They're getting ready for the rally right now, as they are going to be put in jail for, they've been sentenced, they're going to be in jail for 7 days. There were 3 activists who were arrested who chained themselves to the entrance of this power plant right here. And they were there for 27 minutes, as Mr. Cromwell just said. So Pramila is right over here. Why don't we, she's speaking right now, why don't we just, she's one of the activists that was arrested. She's a very well-known anti-fracking activist.
So they're sentencing our children to a completely unlivable future, to catastrophic climate events, to food scarcity, to all kinds of disease and illness that come with fossil fuel extraction and climate change. And so this action is symbolic. And also, I don't want to feed the corruption to the town of Waiwanda and the corruption to the state of New York. This project is costing us, the citizens, $940 million per year, and I'm going to pay that town a $375 fine? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. They should be compensating all of us. They should be compensating the family that was forced to walk away from their home, their entire life savings. You know, Joseph Percoco gets $300,000.
Who's Joseph Percoco?
He's the aide to Governor Cuomo, who has been indicted for criminal bribery charges for his involvement with a company executive who paid him over $300,000, and we had a number of elected officials who got hundreds of thousands of dollars in campaign donations. Yet ordinary families are struggling. We have a family that walked away from their home, literally walked away from their home, lost all of their equity that they put into that home. These are hardworking middle-class families, and it's not just middle-class families. Right over those trees is a public housing project. Those people can't move. They can't move, and they're going to be right under the shadows of this incredible pollution source. It's not right. Public policy is failing the citizens of the United States, and we're tired of being thrown under the bus by all political parties, and we're standing up now. We are united, Republicans, Democrats, all of us. We're standing up to say no, health and safety matter, people matter, air and water matter. There are certain things that are, cannot be deemed expendable. And you cannot just relegate entire communities into sacrifice zones just to feed a corrupt industry.
Pramila, you're going to jail for 7 days. What are you going to do while you're in jail?
I'm going to write about all of the things that have happened over the course of the last 6 years. I mean, it's been such an intense 6 years that I haven't had a moment to reflect on some of the things that have happened. But I think this is a time to really reflect on what kind of society we've become, what kind of political system we have engendered and empowered, and how we're going to emerge from this crisis. This is a crisis for life itself. That plant is an existential threat to all of us. It's an immediate threat to the entire community here, but it is a threat to the entire planet when you think about the greenhouse gas emissions, which are going to be catastrophic. We're talking about 20 million tons of greenhouse gases annually in a state that claims they're going to be cutting them. It's going to be increasing it by 10%. And we also know that we have such a short time frame to act. I mean, just the other day, an iceberg the size of Delaware broke away. You've got wildfires. You've got ecosystems collapsing. You've got species extinction. In the town of Minisink, just up the road, you have kids where all of that pollution and all of those all of those anthropogenic activities are manifesting on the bodies of our children. So this is not sustainable. And this is our energy policy. Right there is our energy policy. Right there is our climate policy. And it's not consistent with Paris. And the physics doesn't care whether you're a climate denier like Trump or a climate deceiver. And, we need to get past this deception. Fracked gas is not a bridge fuel. It's catastrophic. It's the worst possible source of energy. We don't need this kind of power. And, cities like New York City have to step up. But really, everybody around the country has to step up because you can't sacrifice human life. And, you see the same thing happening with healthcare policy and the same thing happening with energy policy. These companies have such an egregious sense of entitlement, and corruption has been so concentrated in this country that, everybody's expendable. Every community, every income level, everyone.